Hi everybody. Welcome to First Gen Mini Rescue. Whoa, knocking stuff over. I'm Jimmy. Keeping minis, rescuing them, the first generation that came here to the United States. I prefer the S models, but I'll work on if you got a regular R50, which is a regular normally aspirated first generation Mini, and you need shocks, they're the same. So you know what I'm saying, but I prefer the supercharged models. Anyway, today is just a quick shop talk because we have not been home for the past couple of weeks off and on. I'll explain that in a second. Let me read the fortune, tell you what I got going on in the video. Anyway, today's fortune says, it's necessary, therefore it's possible. So I guess that's one way of saying you get done what you need to get done. So if it's necessary, you need to do it, it's possible to have it done or get it done. So I guess, that's the way I look at it. If it's necessary, then it's possible. Anyway, we've been out of town for a couple of weekends in a row, like long weekends. We went to Kentucky to a bee convention, North America's largest honeybee expo. So it's in Louisville. We didn't drive a Mini, we drove the van because I buy not a lot of equipment, but I buy stuff. So I need room. Last year we squeezed everything in the Subaru, the Forester. And this year I wasn't squeezing. I was like, okay, we're just gonna drive the van. Plenty of room. The van is still loaded. I'll show you a picture. It's still loaded with junk because I did not take it out. We parked the van where it was, swapped vehicles, and then we left again. Well, after I had a tooth removed, then we left again and we went for the long weekend to Louisiana to visit Sharon's family. She has an aunt that's getting up there in age. She's 94, 92. I'll verify and it'll be down there. But so she's getting up there, so we wanted to see her. She has two aunts that are getting up there in age. And then some friends that we've known for, we met them on a cruise, or the lady, we met her on a cruise about 20 years ago, and she just turned 80. So we had to see her, So it was like a family, friends weekend, whatever. Initially, Sharon wasn't going to go, and I was going to drive the Mini because I'm 5,000 and change miles away from my 300,000 miles. But driving locally, it's just not adding up. I mean, 10 miles here, 20 miles there, maybe 100 miles just for fun, whatever. But so maybe I need to come up with a 5,000 mile round trip somewhere just to put the miles to tick over 300,000. So if you guys got any suggestions, I'm in a kind of a quandary. I want to finish or start fixing the orange convertible, and I want to test drive it somewhere convertible worthy, Florida, the Gulf Coast, the California, somewhere convertible worthy. But also I want to put the miles on the original Mini to get over 300,000. So if you guys got any suggestions on which you prefer to see, whether it be tearing down the orange and fixing it and then using that to do a trip, or checking out the original gray and doing a trip with that and taking my time with the orange. Let me know what you think. Anyway, what was I going to show you? Oh, on the van, let me show you this. Okay, you can still see like the van is still loaded with all kinds of everything, like a lot of boxes, stuff that I bought. I've been slowly taking stuff out, but and putting them in my storeroom, but it's just as full as that one. So things have to get, put in the right places. But let me tell you this, when two things happened to the van while we were driving. One, I needed to add the diesel exhaust fluid, DEF, Blue Def as they call it. So I got a code not a code, but a message on the dashboard saying the DEF was low. I stopped at a service station, bought the 2 gallons or whatever it comes in, filled up the DEF tank, and it was fine. I do have to reset that with my meter. There is a combo code where you can push buttons and do all that. That's too much. I'll just set it with my meter. But we had also, my tail light was burnt out. So this bulb right here is no good. It's a regular tail light. The brake light is actually, yeah, it's in there as well. Or is it up here? But it's separate bulbs. So this one was not on. However, this van came with rear fog lights. So down here is another bulb. So I had a light in this function, in this fixture. So I wasn't worried about being pulled over. Also on the side, I have LED that I added, that just like the top up there, clearance lights. So I had light here and I had light here. So I do have to change this bulb. However, there's like a T25, and I didn't feel like messing with it on the road. We came through snow coming home. So that's a thing I have to fix before I really, let's see here, we'll do this. So it's just T25s or T30s here. There's 3 of them. And then you just slide the whole fitting back. Let me show you. In here, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And after that, you take those out. Then you have access to the bulb. Go ahead and change the bulb. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and I'll slowly empty all that stuff out later. However, this weekend, they're calling for anywhere from 6 to 22 inches of snow. I don't know what we're gonna get, but I'm just gonna get prepared with the minis, and that's basically all I do is wash it and let it dry, and I'll put the cover on it, and that's it. We are doing everything we can so we don't have to drive in it if we don't need to. We're going shopping, doing all the things we're supposed to do. Even the Subaru is gonna stay parked in the driveway because I don't shovel snow. I'll drive over it back and forth 2-3 times just in case I have to get out, but that's it for me. So yeah, and that's it basically. So that's my query, is whether I just find a trip to do that I can do later on in the year. I'm not gonna do it when there's a chance of snow and blizzards and, you know, 30, 40, 50 car pileups. I'm not doing that. So it'll be later in the year, no matter which vehicle I choose. So whether I wait and do it in the, do a big trip in the orange convertible, or if I just do it in the gray original Mini to get the 10,000 or get the 5,000 miles I need to put me over 300,000, because that's my next goal in that car. And driving locally is just not gonna get it. So anyway, that's all I got, because like I said, we've been gone, and I had dental surgery and we've been gone. So now that we're back, I will put more stuff on the list. I will finish the electrical installation in this building, and then it's gonna be bee season soon too. So I have bee stuff to do. All right, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. I know it's a short one. Bear with me, but it's cold out here. It's like 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not gonna be working on a car if I don't have to. So I'm not. Anyway, I'll tell you more about the Subaru maintenance coming up in the next video. I'll see you then. And as always, have fun with your minis. They're back there somewhere. Your vans, if you're driving a van. Whatever you drive, have fun. All right. Bye, y'all.